Okay, our noodles. Matter of fact, before I tell you that, I put, once the water was boiling, I put in some extra virgin olive oil, EVOO, for those of you Rachel Ray lovers. And I put a little bit of salt in there. That keeps it gives the noodles a little bit of flavor with the salt, and the olive oil keeps it actually from sticking together whenever they're in the pot. And they're almost done cooking. I'm going to give them a second or two to finish cooking. And I might actually have to end up putting more in, I don't know. But it's actually coming up to quite a rumbling boil. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a layer of lasagna. Any of you who have made lasagna before know how lasagna is made. Come on now. But if you don't know, perhaps you're not from an Italian family. My stepmother was Italian, or is Italian, so she made lasagna every holiday. But yes, first you start off with the noodles. And these noodles actually came out a little broken, which is perfectly fine because they're just going to get eaten anyway, right? They're not quite all the way cooked, but they'll still cook whenever they're when they're in the oven. And I'm going to do 3 here on the bottom here. See? I don't know if you could see that, but the top of this one and the bottom of this one are both kind of not there. But I'll leave those other ones in there to continue cooking. And I'm going to add a couple more in there. See? That one. And you know what? Whenever I see stuff that's imperfect like that, I say to myself, you know, self, humans aren't perfect either, so why should our food always be perfect? Of course, it's nice to have good food. And who says you can't have good food even though it's not perfect? Some of the best recipes are by accidents. So, we're going to do a layer of the noodles and then a layer of the sauce cottage cheese mixture. And it's okay if it goes over, you know. It's lasagna. It's supposed to be a little bit messy. That's fine. And we're going to cover just about all of the first layer there. Bam, put in a little bit extra. Beef it up a little, so to speak. And we're going to take some of our spinach. We're just going to put spinach in there. Just throw it in there wherever you feel like it needs to go. Just try to spread it around so that if somebody else is sharing this meal with you, they get some spinach. I happen to love spinach so much that I could just make a small little plate of this and eat it all by myself. I'm quite a lonely person these days, but have nobody to come home to, and you know what? That makes cooking all the more fun. It really does. So, once I do that, even though the directions don't say to do this, at least I don't believe they do, unless I'm missing a step here. Nope, they don't say to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. A little bit of mozzarella cheese. You can buy it shredded, you can buy it by the block. I buy it by the block and I like to shred it. It just seems fun. Make sure you keep your fingers away from the edge though. I've gotten cut a couple times doing that and it ruins the meal because then you have blood in there. Not fun. So, and I just happen to love my cheeses. Any kind of cheese. I'm all over it, dude. All over it. Okay, that's about enough right there. Set that aside because we're going to definitely use that later. We'll check to see how some of this stuff's progressing. Get one of the noodles that have been in there for a while. Come on now. Get your noodly butt out of there. Hot, hot, hot. watch your fingers when you're doing this. I don't like to see people getting burnt, and it's actually really hurts. I actually have gained kind of an immune system to getting burnt a little, because I am actually a welder and machinist for the Air Force. Therefore, I've gotten burnt a lot. So, and like I said, again, it's not covering all of it. Not like the way I would like it to, but hey, not every meal has to be picture perfect. We are not cooking for the presidents. We're not cooking for the Queen of England. We are cooking for ourselves. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be good. And it will be. Okay. Looks like I'm only going to get about 2 layers out of this. I usually get about 3 with the smaller dish, so it makes sense that I get about 2. I want to get all of it out of there. I don't like waste. Okay. You can get that. And you know what? I'm going to spread that over a little bit nicer. There we go. Oh, looks beautiful. Beautiful. And we're just going to, again, throw this stuff down on here. You know, you can make little pictures. If you want to try to do a kitchen, if you're a kitchen witch, and you want to do a little spell with it, maybe make a pentagram. If pentagrams aren't your thing, maybe try triquetra, which are my favorites. You can also start from one spot if you have a square kitchen that faces the four corners of the earth. You can assign each corner an element and start with one element and ask the element to be with this meal, and then as you go around, ask the other elements to be with this meal and with the people who are consuming it. That would work. But all in all, have fun with cooking. If you choose to cook and be sort of a kitchen witch and put a little bit of magic into your making, of course, I'm sure that nobody that would eat it, as long as if it is enjoyable, will complain about you putting protection spells or whatever in your cooking. So let's see how these are doing. They're almost done cooking there, which is great. I'm gonna put a little bit more mozzarella. Oh, how I love this cheese. There we go. A big old layer of mozzarella cheese. That's exactly what this needed. There we go. Mozzarella cheese isn't the easiest cheese to grate like this, because it ends up falling apart all over the place. But that's okay. If I actually would go out and get a smaller grate or an actual hand grater, the type that you hold like they have in restaurants, it might be easier for me, might make sense, but alas, I'm way too damn cheap. And you know what? I feel like a little Parmesan cheese in there. Just spread it on in there, why not? Who's gonna complain? I'm the only one eating this. I bet you guys wish you were over here to eat this. It is awfully good. Okay, if these are not totally done cooking, I'm about to the point where I don't care because I'm getting hungry and it's going to take some time to cook. They're almost all the way cooked. That's okay. Oh, come on, get out of there. There you are. And that one just splashed all over the place. There we go. Like I said, not perfect. And I don't have any more in there, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Let that all cool down. Now on top of it, you can put a little bit, it actually calls for mozzarella to go on it. But since I just put a whole crap ton of mozzarella in there, that's okay. I'll put Parmesan on top of that. It finishes it off, it looks good, it tastes good, and it uses up most of the rest of my Parmesan, which I don't usually use Parmesan, period. And that's just fine with me. There. We'll just cover the top in Parmesan cheese. Got rid of the rest of my Parmesan. Now I'm going to stick it in the oven at 350, and I'm going to bake it for about 40 minutes. So I'll bring you guys back then, and I will show you the final result. Until then, I might actually start cleaning up. Heaven forbid. I mean, my kitchen's usually a complete mess. But I might actually have it cleaned up by the time it's done. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, we are back, and just so happens that I end up playing with Coda and did not get to clean up some of the mess. That's okay. I'm gonna just take, since I don't have actual, son of a gun, I don't have any actual oven mitts, which I should probably invest in. It's been about 35 minutes or so. And there, if I can get it in the picture there, there is our spinach lasagna. Ugh. Okay. I'm going to just take a knife. And it's good to do this while it's still hot, because it actually cuts better. And I'm no good at cutting lasagna, so if you're real good at cutting lasagna and have any tricks of the trade to let me know of, please let me know. Because mine ends up all a mess. This should feed, let's see, how many does the actual thing say? Let me check here. Serve 6. I'll cut it into smaller pieces. It can serve about 9 people or so. Maybe 12. And what I'll end up doing is I'll just put the lid on this Pyrex dish. These things are awesome. See what I'm saying? It ends up a hot mess over here. But I'll end up putting the lid on this Pyrex dish, and I will end up eating this probably for the rest of the week. So, but I am going to go ahead and, as I open the door right in your guys' faces, oh, excuse the noises. All my dishes are up in this cupboard here, and I'm just going to get a small dish and make myself dinner. Oh. Again, it doesn't look like the most appetizing thing, but if you're into spinach and you like lasagna, this is some of the best stuff ever. It's a perfect combination with the noodles and the spinach and the cottage cheese and everything. Oh, it just gives it such a great flavor to it. Like I said, it's not the most appealing thing to look at, but it is delicious. So, with that, I'm going to eat my spinach lasagna, which evidently looks like a hot mess, but hey, it is wonderful. So, Bon appetit, and until next time, may your ancestors be with you. Bye.